I think it'll end up being some team will come in with an offer higher than what the Yankees are willing to go to eventually. I'd love it. I'd love for the Yankees to sign Blake Snell, but
I can't
just
see
don't.
them. I just can't see them being in the race. I think they put them their hand now, and then that's it. I don't see them being in a bidding war with like the Mets or the Seattle Mariners. I think if the Yankees call and say, "Hey, yeah, Seattle offered this," all right, man, cool. Welcome back to the rotation with Mike and Jon. I'm Jonathan Sawyer. With me is my brother, Mike DeSanto. Mike, it's the 2024 MLB season. It's right around the corner, and I'm excited. We got a lot in store. How are you feeling about the season coming up?
I'm excited for it. I'm always a proponent of baseball. Like, baseball's my favorite sport. I've made no bones about that across this show, Cinco Squad's normal show. Like, baseball's my favorite. So if it's baseball season, I'm happy. How are you feeling?
Sir. Feeling great. We have some big news. Mike will be down here March 1st through the 10th. We will be doing our spring training tour around Florida, the Grapefruit League. We're starting on the East Coast with the Nationals, Marlins, and Astros, I believe, is on the East Coast. Working our way around the state, ending in Fort Myers. Can't wait. That's March 1st through the 10th. We're going to have prizes we're going to give away to people at the stadium. So if you're at these games, you're at the spring training, look out for the Cinco Squad jerseys or shirts. We're going to be asking people questions for a chance to win a Cinco Squad shirt. Can't wait for that. It's going to be a month away, so I'm super excited. And I get to spend time with my brother. We never done this type of spring training, so it's going to be a great time. But make sure you tune into the socials. I'm very excited about that. But one thing that I'm excited for is Yankees baseball. Yankees baseball is back, and I was unconfident going into 2024. But the moves that they're making, re-signing the arbitration, signing what's his face, Marcus Stroman.
Yep.
Getting Soto in there. I know I wasn't really high on that, but signing Soto, and there's still a lot of free agents out there. So what are your thoughts on the Yankees so far?
Yeah, so slow goings at the beginning. We were a little upset at how slowly they got out of the gate as far as making off-season moves and really showing that they were committed to making a difference for this season. But last, I want to say, like 2-3 weeks or so has been great. The Soto deal was like, okay, cool, like MVP, like Juan Soto, MVP level player, another outfielder, which was a bit of a concern. The fact that they gave up 4 pitchers in that deal was like, all right, well, your biggest issue was pitching, and you just got rid of pitching. So I don't see how this is going to help. But clearly, Brian Cashman at least has somewhat of a broader plan in mind, right? Signing Marcus Stroman, I don't know about. Well, I think I do know about you, but you can confirm this. Never thought I'd see it ever.
No.
After all that beef and issues,
yeah,
no way.
Me either. I never thought that would happen, just based on Cashman opening his mouth and saying that he's not a game changer. Well, he is going to be a game changer on this Yankees roster.
Yes.
I think this Yankees roster needs to go in. What I'm noticing, though, and this is, we'll get into in a minute, is the Yankees are adopting, hey, we got one of the best young guys group. Let's focus on them instead of going after guys. And I'm okay with that, because you build young, it's going to cost you down the road, yes, especially if they all hit. But you got a young roster. And we say this all the time. Depth is a big thing in baseball. You got to have that depth, that player depth. I want to see big years out of Cabrera and Peraza. This is their make or break year, in my opinion. Either they're going to make it in the MLB or with the Yankees organization, or they're going to be gone. One of the two things. It's now their second full season. Well, Peraza, not so much.
Right.
But I really want to see. I'm very high on Cabrera. I love the kid. He plays with such passion. He just feels like a kid out there. Like, he just loves the game. I'm interested to see how they play Judge this year with moving around the outfield. He's fully healthy, which is good. He's taking BP. Actually, Grandpa Jay's nephew saw him batting in the cage, so he's working on his form. And the one thing I love about this team is they're down in Tampa already.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the team is down in Tampa working at the Yankees facility, working with their batting coaches, working as a team. They're building that chemistry with each other. In football, baseball is not like football where you need that chemistry, but you do as well. You need to have fun. You need to go into the clubhouse every day knowing you're going to go and have fun every single day because baseball is about having fun. So when I look at the total roster, I'm like, everyone's going down there early. They were down in the first week of January, and they're like, we're in business mode right now. This is go mode. Gleiber and Judge have been down there since December. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's going to be it's starting to feel like it's going to be a good year. That this is going to be a team that is going to be committed to playing team ball together. They're already building those relationships. I love, like you said, love seeing guys down there early, getting their work in, really getting acclimated back into the facilities and using the facilities that this team has, being together. I like seeing that. So I'll be interested to see what, I know they're looking to possibly make some additions to the bullpen. I'll be interested to see who they end up getting for that and the depth pieces that they end up bringing in. But yeah, commit to the young guys. You have a good young group that you can play. You've got your stars, you've got your young guys. Gather the complementary pieces. They're going to help this team be a championship level team.
There's a lot of pitchers still out there. There's a lot of free agents out there right now. And let's move into that. There's a lot of free agents still haven't signed. And I think we've been talking about this over the last few months, is that teams are adopting. We're drafting good picks, right? We're drafting the kids that we need. We're drafting the players we need. Let's get them a chance. Let's give them a chance. Let's use our system that we're building. These 5 farm system teams, let's build on them. Instead of sitting here and keep paying out. I mean, a lot of teams just don't want to pay. So build within your organization, and I'm seeing that a lot. I mean, that's why Blake Snell also wants a 9-year, $270 million deal. Well, where will he land? He's Cy Young. You would have thought he would be the first pitcher off the board. Then you got Jordan Montgomery, World Series champion. Still not signed yet. You still got a lot of guys. Clayton Kershaw, free agent. JD Martinez, free agent. Justin Turner, free agent. You got all these guys. Cody Bellinger had an MVP type season, still a free agent, because these teams really want to benefit off their farm system and their draft picks. And a lot of the teams that were in the playoffs last year are teams that were not necessarily always in the playoffs and not always necessarily a playoff team. So what are your thoughts on the offseason so far with not signing a lot of guys? Teams aren't going after guys.
Yeah, well, outside of the Dodgers, who just seem to be committed to signing almost everybody at one point, even though they got the Ohtani deal is deferred for a reason, and that was so that they could bring in a bunch of really good pieces like Yamamoto. It's interesting. It will be very interesting. There's a lot of, like you said, there's not a lot of teams that are committing to the kinds of money and years that these players want. Snell, I think he's going to have a tough time getting what he wants because he's a pitcher. And with so many guys having Tommy John surgery over the last few years, these teams are very gun shy to hand these big deals out to pitchers, let alone hitters.
Well, Bellinger, he's 31 years old too.
Right.
Going to be 32 probably when it's in the middle of the season. So when you look at Snell, he wants a 9-year deal. So you want to pay me. You're expected to be a $270 million pitcher. I think that's 270. I think that's $30 million a year.
Yeah, it's $30 million a year.
So I mean, you're expected that guy to go out and perform like Verlander did or Scherzer when they were 40. Right. And the truth of it all is right back to what you said, that Tommy John surgery. You never know with these guys that how long are they going to last. Blake Snell, I think, though, is one of the outliers in this group, though, because he's been very healthy and very consistent. Very consistent with his pitching. He pitched well last year. for a Padres team that was very depleted, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
sure.
I'm interested to see where he signs. My opinion, I think he signs with the Yankees. I think he goes back because the Yankees are the only team that's offered him a contract. The only team.
Yeah, he's gonna have to take a reduced deal from what he wants. That's at this point we're about to hit February, and no other team is really. Everybody. It seems like the league's calling his bluff as far as what he and his representation have said they want. And it's like, well, you're not getting it, so either lower the price or we'll go with other options.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be the Yankees, only because I think with especially getting Stroman, they might get outbid at the end. I think they'll be in it. I think they'll be in on him, but they may get outbid by a little bit at the end. And I think Snell's in a position where he doesn't seem to be really focused on winning a title. It's more he just wants to get what he feels like he's as close to what he feels like he's worth, no matter who it's from.
Well, I disagree with that because he's also only met with teams that are contenders right now.
Well, he's going to go to a contender, but
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's only met with contending teams. He's not going to teams like the Royals who have the open cap space, like Marlins, like those type of teams. If he was going to go sign, but what I'm saying is, what I read the other day is the Yankees are the only team to offer him a contract.
Right.
And he's met with all these other teams. No other team has given him a contract and said, "Hey, this is what we want you to sign." So that's what I'm saying is that he may be in a position where the Yankees are in the driver's seat, like you said, and he has to take a reduced 6-year, $150 million contract.
Right, but what I mean is, I think if he reveals that he's willing to do that, other teams will then offer. I'm saying other teams aren't offering because they don't want to pay what he's the Yankees only offered him has not been what he wants, and that's why he hasn't signed yet. So That's just my thing. I think it'll end up being some team will come in with an offer higher than what the Yankees are willing to go to eventually. I'd love him. I'd love for the Yankees to sign Blake Snell. But
I just can't see them being in the race. I think they put down their hand now, and then that's it. I don't see them being in a bidding war with like the Mets or the Seattle Mariners. I think if the Yankees call and say, "Hey, yeah, Seattle offered this," all right, man, cool. Like they're not going to say, "Oh, I'm going to give you this." Like
that's what I think's going to happen. I think they've put their offer in. They've put their offer in, and if somebody beats them, they'll let them go. Which I think is what's going to happen. Probably Seattle. I would say if I had to put a team on, it'd be Seattle.
You stole my team. I said that 2 weeks ago to you, and you just outright. How dare you? It was a good point.
It was a good point,
and you made it yours on live fucking TV here.
What do you think? What do you think all these analysts do? They take other people's opinions and spin them and make them their own.
You bastard! Your own co-host on the Mike and Jon show. That's it. We're divorcing. No, I said that. We did. We agreed upon that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I said that Seattle, I think, is going to sign him. I think they got the most cap space to do so. I know that they don't have a cap on MLB, but I think cap space for their owner.
Luxury tax.
They have the most opportunity to do so.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm looking at the offense, they're missing a couple of good starting rotation pieces that I think they can really build upon. Yeah. When I'm looking at guy like Cody Bellinger, still not signed. I don't understand that. I'm sorry, I don't understand it. He's 28 years old. He's young. He just had an MVP type season. He's proven that he got out of his slump. Like, why aren't anybody giving him a chance is beyond me. And I think it's bullshit. Jorge Soler's still out there.
Yeah.
Power hitter. Justin Turner, is still there. He's 39, though. I think he's going to get picked up. My opinion, I think Turner's going to get picked up by the Dodgers, and he's going to retire a Dodger after this year.
Yeah.
I could see them picking him up late, just as an bench acquisition. Just say, hey, okay, if we need a bat. Right. I would have went with J.D. Martinez again, re-signed him, but a lot of Tim Anderson's still a free agent, still out there.
Well,
what?
Tim Anderson has struggled and has been. I mean, the whole White Sox organization was in shambles this past year, but Tim Anderson just seems to rub people the wrong way a lot of the time.
Yeah, so he got knocked out.
Yeah.
By who?
Jose
Ramirez?
Yeah.
I could see where could Anderson go?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of who could use like a shortstop or second baseman.
Nothing.
It's gonna be. I think with Anderson, it's gonna be a prove it deal wherever he goes. It's not gonna be for big money. It's not gonna be long term. Maybe at most 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, probably. Maybe not even that. I think it's more of
just be one.
I don't know. I'm looking at the available free agents right here. He brings speed to it.
Yeah.
Gary Sanchez, fortunately, still not there. It's still not signed. He's not going to get signed.
He'll get a minor league deal somewhere.
I don't know. He got all minor league deals last year, and it never worked out for him. A good pickup I would love for the Yankees to go after is Gio Urshela, unless he signs.
I would love Gio back.
I'd love Gio back, but I think they ruined that relationship when they traded him, and
Yeah.
Well, stop now. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I would love Gio back. I mean, he was such a spark plug.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if he wants to come back, he wants to be a starting role, which he doesn't. He won't have. He just won't have on the team.
No,
unfortunately. But looking at the MLB as a total, let us know your thoughts on the free agency. Are you happy with your team? Are you happy with how they competed? Mike, let me ask you something. Let's change it up a little bit.
What you got?
So, what are you most excited for about the spring training tour in the Grapefruit League?
So, I mean, amongst a bunch of different things, because I've never been to a minor league or a spring training game before, being that I'm, lived my entire life in New York. I've the only times I've been to Florida, I've been to visit you, and we've always been doing like whether we did the NFL draft show or your wedding, which at time of recording, happy anniversary again.
Thank you.
What I'm most excited for is just kind of seeing the ballparks and seeing maybe some of those prospects that are good, but we really haven't heard their names yet. Yeah. Or haven't heard their names in the broader circle. Like, fans of their teams, like we know Yankees prospects. We've heard about Yankees prospects that other fans may not know about. So that always interests me, is like being able to, like, when we're watching the game, be like, who the hell's that?
Yeah.
Like, why is both like physically, because there's some guys that come out, they're like 18 and they're like the size of linebackers, and it's like, who the hell's that? But also, like, if we see somebody like crack a double or hit a home run or make a great defensive play, it's like he's wearing like number 88, like some random prospects. Like, who the hell's that? So that's what interests me the most, is being able to maybe see guys that we haven't heard about yet. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just interested to see the stadiums. The biggest thing with baseball stadiums is they're always so different. And my goal and your goal, and my wife and I, Malin, and happy anniversary, my love. And the one thing we love about baseball is the differential stadiums and what they do. Mm-hmm. And so I'm interested to see how they differentiate, but also incorporate. So I've been to the Yankees one, I've been to the Phillies one, I've been to Dunedin. Not the new one. So I'm excited to go to the Blue Jays side.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been to that stadium. But I'm interested to see the different outlooks and how when I eventually get to these stadiums, how they've mirrored their regular stadium to the minor league stadium. Right. Or not the minor, the spring training site.
Yeah.
But I think just traveling around the state. I mean, most of these teams share stadiums. Astros, Nationals, Cardinals, Marlins, Red Sox, Twins all share a stadium or share a location. So it'd be interesting to see how they do that dynamic where they change it out and in with those two teams. Definitely let us know in the comments what we should do at the stadium. If you've been here, what food to eat, where to go, in the stadium, that your favorite part of the stadium. Let us know anything about the area too. We'll be staying there. We're going to do a whole week long. So we're going to be there from March 1st through the 10th. And it's going to be a long time, but we're going to have such a great time. Mike, where are you? What food? I guess, how do I put this? So if you had to pick one player to meet on this spring training tour, which player do you want to meet?
Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to. I know it's kind of a.
Well, the obvious is Judge.
The obvious is Judge.
For me,
Yeah,
obviously for both of us, the obvious is Judge for me. But honestly, I want to meet Paul Goldschmidt, the man, the stud. In Port St. Lucie, I think that's where they play their games. Jupiter. But I want to meet Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt is such a lockdown player. Like, we always talk about a lockdown player in basketball, or lockdown receiver, or lockdown running back. He is such a consistent hitter. Him and Arenado, like, it's a 1-2 punch. No, Arenado's still with the.
Yep, Arenado's still there. Yep.
It's just a 1-2 punch. It's like guaranteed hitting every time you get there, or guaranteed great fielders. So I would really like to meet Paul Goldschmidt. So if Judge and Goldschmidt want to have a little quick interview on the rotation with Mike and Jon,
yeah.
we're more than happy to. We're going to try to get media credentials. Hopefully, praying that MLB, grants us it, because we really want to go ask these players a lot of really cool questions that they're enjoying. Right? It's going to be cool to see the fans. Like I said, make sure you look into us. Follow our socials. We'll be at the stadiums. One of us will be in our Cinco Squad jersey, which I actually put in my office. And then one of us will be in our polos. But looking forward to doing that. Mike, we're going to be here. 2024 MLB season is here, man.
I know.
Oh, boy. It's going to heat up quick. Pitchers and catchers report in 3 weeks. And then following that, the players report. So looking forward to a great MLB season. We're going to be going weekly, every single week. Changing up the show a little bit. So this week's a little bit different, but every single week when we get into the season, it will be different. Let us know your thoughts on the season, your team, anything. We want to know your thoughts. And if you want to be a guest on the show, please DM us. We'll get you on here. We'll talk about your team. We'll talk some baseball. And Mike, any last thoughts?
Baseball's back, baby, and I couldn't be more excited. Let's go. Let's
get it.
Pick it up. Let's get closer to the season.
Let's
come on. I want to go on this tour, and then I want to go into the regular season and get back to baseball. Please, 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 please. How about you?
Yeah, our NFL season's ended terribly, so let's get on to your college basketball season's going to be going well.
Yeah, I mean that's going well. Hockey season's going okay for me, but
you're gonna be a nervous wreck when we're doing a tour, because it'll be March Madness time. So hopefully,
did we win?
Did we win? But make sure you guys tune in. We'll be here every single week. The rotation with Mike and Jon. We'll see you guys here next week.